Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Let me show you how I turned this sketch into a alcohol marker illustration of these cute little jack-o'-lanterns. So I started by swatching out the colors I thought I'd like to use, and I just went and colored around all the features first just so that it looks cleaner once I fill in all the spaces. I did use a pink erasable colored pencil. This is the Stettler, I think it's Norris Club erasable colored pencils, and I went for pink. So I thought about making these pumpkins different colors, but then I thought, nah, I kind of want them to just match each other. So basically, when I laid one color down, I laid the same color down on the other pumpkin as well. It was looking a little too light. I always start with the lightest color, of course, because with alcohol markers, until you go in with something like a gel pen, you really can't take away. You can only put more. So I always start with a light base. And I don't think I went far enough into the shadows at first. Like, I didn't make big enough shadows at first. So I just kept going in with darker and darker colors, and each time the area I was filling in was a little bit smaller. It made a nice gradient, but again, it was just like too light. I really wanted that light part to be the highlights, and I didn't really map out where I wanted highlights to go, especially because this is one of the first illustrations in a long time where it's completely from imagination. I didn't use any reference at all. So I had to decide where all the light was coming from and where the light would hit if I had more than one light source. So I think I kept it pretty consistent. This is the part where I went in with a cream color, and I just colored in more and more, so that those light bits were not the majority, and I thought I'd ruined it at this point. But I just kept blending, bringing in different tones. At that point, it looked like the tall one had goggles, so I was like, oh god, I gotta get rid of that. And in the end, it was alright. It turned out pretty much how I was picturing it. So I just continued with darker and darker colors, and I made sure to blend them out each time because I didn't want everywhere to have super harsh edges. And I could have done this, I think, with colored pencil, but I used minimal colored pencil here, and I think it just gave a richer color, darker color, by using the marker. I only used 2 different colored pencils for the line work, and I didn't really add any colored pencil to the shading. So that was cool, because you never really, like, it always feels like it's so incomplete until you go in with colored pencil for something like this, something as stylized as this, because the markers, even if you don't blend them out, they're just so, they like bleed, it's really soft, so it always looks really unfinished. For the green, honestly, I just winged it. I didn't swatch those out at first. I was just like, okay, let me choose what I think will be right. I barely looked at my swatch sheets, like in my marker case, and I did a little bit of swatching and then just hoped it would work out. Same for the eyes. I was just like, okay, I'm going with this, and I think it's okay. I wasn't sure if I wanted to have yellow eyes or white eyes, but this is cream paper, so I thought adding color would probably be better. And then I just went in with the colored pencil. At first, that was a little too light, so in the heavily shaded areas and in the occlusions, I went in with the darker color and then just the lighter color for the edges that weren't so dark. But I did end up dragging some of the dark pencil over some of the lighter parts just to give it a bit more, it gives it a bit more dimension. It pushes them back a little bit so it does look more round. So I just kind of winged it. I was just trying to imagine where the light was coming from in my imaginary scenario. And then some of the rougher parts where the marker sort of bled too far, I blended them in a bit with the darker color, since that pencil matched the darkest color almost perfectly. Then I had some trouble finding the right colored pencil. I didn't want to go too cool. I wanted this to be pretty warm in general. So I went in with sort of an olive color, and I think it worked out. Here I'm adding the extra dark color. And then, of course, some highlights, because I was like, why not? This is really stylized. We want them to look shiny. So I just put them in the most raised spots, and here it is. I know the lighting's not the best for this video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Bye!